Good afternoon. It's Saturday, we're doing a bit of tidying. It's the first weekend I've had to myself since June. And Crystal's off to see Hayley tomorrow, but otherwise today is very relaxing. Apart from all the tidying. But we haven't got to be anywhere at any particular time or see anybody. So it's just time to sort of make the flat look like it did. Well, last time we did look this good was just after the wedding when we finally tidied everything up. So it's been the first time in nearly 4 months. It's a bit overdue.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
And it is finally a nice day again, so maybe we'll pop out this afternoon once we've done our shopping, make the most of the day and have a little wander around, recharge the batteries, etc. And we've also started packing for Italy, putting our stuff in the 2 giant suitcases. And because we haven't got any holiday planned after the honeymoon, we might start looking at what is next, essentially. We've got a few ideas, and also see if we can do some sort of staycation mini long weekend in October to keep up our well, frankly slightly silly one thing a month post-wedding. I say slightly silly because it's just a way of spending money. They've all been really good fun, but we've been to Windsor, and we've been to Lincolnshire, and we've been to Dell's wedding, and we've been out to the top of the walkie-talkie building and German gymnasium, etc. So we're going to try and keep up that sort of rolling theme. Good afternoon. It is Sunday and I haven't done a lot today apart from a bit of packing and ironing, which is all useful because we're going away in 13 days, but it's nowhere near as productive as I'd hoped to be. Done one vlog, I suppose that helps a bit. I've been slightly frustrated by my own lack of motivation today. Anyway, as it's going to rain this evening and as Crystal is out all day with Hayley at a spa, I'm going for a bit of a walk to try and get close to my 10,000 steps, make myself feel a bit better, get some fresh air, hopefully come back with a new sense of, motivated general well-being. So that's the intention. The reality may be very different. We'll have to wait and see. My parents and Alex and Anna and the boys have all gone up to Shropshire this weekend. When we were originally trying to plan family holidays for this summer, it didn't look like we'd be able to get everyone to Switzerland. So the backup plan, I can smell an amazing fireplace. Anyway, the backup plan was to go to Shropshire, do another staycation like we did a couple of years ago in the Lake District. And the reason that was abandoned, at least by us, was because we didn't have, myself and Crystal, enough leave to make it work anyway. So we said we can't come to Shropshire. And then my mum decided we were going to go to Switzerland anyway, so they booked. But they could only get a week because they left it too late. And I wasn't going to go to that either, as I mentioned, but then I was convinced to go along. So they're now having 2 holidays, which Crystal's not present at, and I'm not present at one. So they've managed to double the amount of family holidays and reduce the number of people going. But so I'm still jealous anyway, despite the fact that, we're off to Italy in 13 days, as I mentioned. But it's never fun when other people tell you about their holidays. Especially as I've really got a taste for some holidays inside the United Kingdom as of late, and with Dell's wedding last weekend really gave me a real sort of longing for the English countryside in the summer. So we might get to do something in October, a long weekend or something of that ilk, as we try and keep up our absurd monthly anniversary outings. This is a weird road that I'm on. It's not really a road anymore. It joins Mortlake Road down there and runs down here to the archives on the right here, and then to the new Riverside estate at the end on the right. Except that you can't use either of them because there is a ginormous barricade behind me at the end of the road. Which, as I understand it, has been in place ever since the new Riverside estate was built, because they didn't want people using this road. Now, I have no idea why. Presumably there's some good reason. There's a railway bridge down the bottom, and it's a bit of a blind corner, maybe that was it. But essentially there's now this very big road that is got street lamps and a pavement and everything, but it's not used by cars. So if you want to get either to the parking behind the railing here for the archives, or to the estate, Riverside Estate down here where there are some gates, you actually have to go all the way down to where we are and beyond and come all the way round. So this is all completely redundant and very, very odd. And the other thing that was built when this new Riverside Estate was built here is this bit of ground here that was sort of left as a sort of unused triangle was designated a nature reserve. Not unusual, you might say, but this one was designated a nature reserve for a particular kind of snail, which is very specific. But if that wasn't odd enough, you might think, well, there must be lots of them then, and this is a good way of protecting them. Well, maybe, except that, as you can see from the kind of railings we have here, they're not exactly keeping the snails in. And secondly, despite having lived here for 8 years now, and despite looking every time I walk past, I've never once seen this kind of snail at all, in or around this reserve, or in fact anywhere in Kew. And you might recognise it. It's got a very spirally shell, but I've never seen one. I'm not entirely sure they exist. So on a day like today, it's a weekend during the summer, you have to share the gardens with pretty much everybody. But by the time I come back from Italy, come in during a weekday, there'll be nobody here and it'll be great. Morning, happy Monday. It's been a very frustrating morning today. I'm not supposed to be working, but I've got constant emails and phone calls and text messages trying to solve a problem that doesn't really exist. So that's irritating. Plus I need to get a haircut, and I'd like to actually get out, although it's a bit grey. Oh. It's becoming the sort of hassle that you don't expect when you're a freelancer. Excuse me while I turn the grill on. There's the grill. Yeah, it's just annoying. It's like, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? Can we do that? Oh, why isn't this doing? Why isn't that doing? Don't know. Not my problem. You're not paying me. You know, can't solve everybody's problems when I'm not on the payroll. That's all I will say. And even if I am on the payroll, some of these problems are not solvable. So there we go. Fun. Everyone loves Mondays. I'm going to have some melted cheese and I'll feel better about the world. I'm feeling much better now. I've calmed down. I was like, I'm going to invoice for this. Anyway, so I've done some more chores today, which is involved moved some direct debits yesterday, and today I had to speak to all the companies whose direct debits I've moved. It's to do with us setting up a joint account and working out how we pay for things a bit more formally and a bit less sort of ad hoc. And now, of course, this needs resolution if we're going on holiday in less than 2 weeks. And then when I get back, I might do a bit more tidying. I've already started on the office, but that's a big job. There we go. That feels better. I feel youthful. Now I've just got to take my newfound youth and energy and use it to tidy the office, which is one of my few remaining tasks for today, along with a little bit more packing and a bit of work on this video that I need to sort of wrap up on Thursday. And hopefully I'll find out where I'm working tomorrow. Precisely, as opposed to just very generally, and what time I need to be there and what I need to bring and all those kind of things. So this is the setup this morning. Inappropriate microphones and everything. Film in a building. It's building. Good morning from central London. Having already experienced a high-grade idiot this morning, a man who was trying to pay for his shopping using a club card. Didn't understand because he said, but it's contactless. Yes, it's a club card. It's a loyalty card. You can't pay with it. Anyway, I'm absolutely convinced that today is going to be filled with stupidity. That was an omen. Let's see if I'm wrong. I hope so. So if you're thinking, well, today can't possibly have been that bad. No, it wasn't actually. I mean, it wasn't great. It doesn't help when you get a bad start. Today was thoroughly average and mediocre, and nothing better or worse than that. So I'm going for a little walk this evening because I have to go and collect a parcel that UPS failed to deliver earlier today from the Kew convenience store. So that's where I'm going to now, which is on the other side of the railway line and down the road a bit. Good morning, happy Friday. It is the last day this week and there's only 4 more working days before we go off on honeymoon. That's both brilliant and terrifying. So today I am doing a bit of work from home. The weather's nice, so home will be in the gardens most likely. And I also am hoping to bake a loaf of bread to enter in tomorrow's Horticultural Society show. Yes, that is really happening if I can find all the ingredients. So it being Friday and now Friday late afternoon means I've achieved some things and not others. That's always the way it goes. I've baked a loaf, but I'm not really sure how good it is because I can't open it up if I'm entering into a competition, and I haven't baked a loaf of bread for over a year, so a bit hit and miss. I have done a few emails and communications I need to do, but I haven't done a lot else, if I'm honest. I've enjoyed the not being constantly harassed about some work-related thing or another. So I'm going to go for a little walk, see if they're setting up the horticultural show, see whether I can deliver my loaf this evening. All the fun of the Kew Horticultural Society fair going on, tents being put up and things being slowly put together. This is the main show tent. I have a bit of a nose. Yeah, still setting up a bit. It's the fair bit. And then usually out here you end up with all the rest of the tents, which will come tomorrow morning. Like, you know, people selling their wares, as it were. It's very good. It's lovely down the green. Surprisingly warm, sunny and even summery, one might say. Haven't gone through that door in 4 months. Although it does feel like it's my house on the inside, despite the fact I can't go through the front door. It's Friday. Fridays and Saturdays queues open later, so despite the fact it is 5:30, I should be able to go in through this gate and wander through and wander back home via the main gate. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. Made it. I wonder if it's still school holidays, but it's a bit later. Maybe Hive will be a bit quieter today. Quieter enough to sit on the floor and contemplate for a couple of minutes, maybe. Or maybe that's wishful thinking. It's a Friday night. Although it's the end of August, isn't it? When do the kids go back to school? Like second week of September? Who knows? We'll find out. Okay. I'm going to show you something down here and you have to tell me how it's still here. Still wandering around Kew. I spent a little bit of time in Hive. There were still lots of kids running up and down taking selfies. Not as bad as it has been during the week. I'm going to wander back now, but thank you very much for watching this week. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to go home, have some dinner, deliver me loaf. So I hope I'll see you next week, because it starts with a horticultural show, yay, and it ends with us panic packing for Italy. So please subscribe and I'll see you then. Laters.
Toby.